actually need to find a year I ordered some food. I don't have anything to tip the guy with. Take a poll. Who thinks I tipped €1 and who thinks I tipped 2? Go down, comment if you thought I left €2 or €1. I'm gonna leave the answer right here because I'm gonna be editing it afterwards. This dude swiped 2 million times on Tinder and got 1 date at the end. Didn't end up in a relationship. At that point, dude, date yourself. At that point, delete the app. But that's not that easy to do because they're purposely set up to get you addicted to it and to invest your entire personality into these apps and your entire feeling of self-worth. Self-worth. They invest your entire feeling of self-worth into the app so that the only metric of value on your personality and your character is this app. So that you're like borderline addicted to it because this dude, bro, 2 million, if I would have reached, I don't know, what's a good number of swipes till you're just like, fuck it, dude, this isn't my thing. But before we get into it, I'm Mr. Person, the Internet Substitute, and if you're somebody who struggles with their self-confidence and self-worth because of dating apps, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Just listen to what I have to say. And if you enjoyed this video, please like down below and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Dating apps are a scam anyway, especially if you're a dude. If you're a dude, the cards are not anywhere close to your favor. It's like you're playing poker with a single card in your hand, and the person you're playing against has 5 cards and it's a full house. I think that's a good hand to have. I'm not that into poker. I've played Balatro now, so I understand it a little more, but dating apps are just completely against your favor because it's obviously just a cash grab. This is something that I was told a long time ago. I don't even remember what the context was. If somebody is selling you something and the thing that they're selling you will fix the problem that you need the thing for to the point where you never need that thing again, that's a dream. That doesn't happen. Was that correct? Did that make sense, dude? How did I screw myself up? How did I convolute that to the point where I don't understand my own thought process? They're selling you a product that the solution that they're selling you to that product would quit you from using that product, which in the end would give them no money. They would lose a customer, and that just never happens. Under a capitalistic society, you will never actually be offered the solution to a product that the same person is offering you. If you're on a dating app and like the goal of the dating app is to not use a dating app anymore, why would they sell you a dating app? That's not rentable. I forgot the English word for that already. You're not making any income. If you're actively losing customers, that's why all of these weight loss programs are a scam. If you actually lose the weight that you want to lose, what's the point of using the program anymore at that point? What does somebody who's at their dream body type need you for anymore? So of course they set it up to where you are inevitably trapped in a cycle of no progress. And what's even more dangerous and unhealthy about it is that, like I said, it's directly tied to your value as a person. I think it may be a natural human need to feel desired. It is a natural human need to want to be wanted. It doesn't matter if it's a friendly relationship, if it's a romantic relationship, platonic, if it's a job type of relationship, work, anything. Just being in a group, you want to feel like you have some sort of use within that group. Nobody wants to feel useless. So nobody wants to feel like they aren't desired by anybody. So when you're on this app and you tie your self-worth to this app, you're going to keep swiping and swiping and swiping until at some point you get that match, and that match is like, oh, I am actually desired. Then you feel desired for a moment, and they usually lead to nothing because on the other end, you either have somebody who is already like busy with other stuff and you're like 15th in the line of stuff they have to think about, or the person that's on the other line is hired by the company to get matches, text you, write with you, and then just ghost you at some point or not meet up or anything, not lead to anything. So there are different expectations for everybody that's using the app, but the main expectation for most people is to feel desired, is to want to be desired, is to look for some sort of personal connection, no matter what that level being. But it just doesn't work like that because the apps aren't meant for that. And now they set it up so that Tinder specifically is set up like a video game. Let me preface this. I prefaced this 5 minutes into recording. I do not use these apps anymore. I haven't for a while. I've been in a loving relationship for the past few years, but before that, I was very active on these apps. I, at some point myself, as a man, you start using them and you figure out that you can swipe for hours. And I wasn't sitting there for hours swiping, but you pick it out every once in a while, like for 5 minutes, blah, 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 whatever. But at some point, you actually do tie your self-worth to the app because you swipe, you get no matches, and you start thinking, why do people not like my appearance or what I'm offering? At some point, I was like, wait a second. I also don't know these people. I kind of like flipped the script. The person I was looking at on my phone, they weren't real to me. Like, that's not a real person in my head. It's just like, and this is weird to say it like this, but that's pretty much what it is. It's like Amazon shopping. If you're looking at, let's say, like a watering hose on Amazon Shop, you're not actually looking at a watering hose. You're looking at a depiction of what could potentially be a watering hose in your hand, So when I'm looking at this picture of a person, and I'm not imagining like their life and, them meeting up with their friends and blah, blah, blah. I'm just seeing this picture of a depiction of a possibility and determining if I want that possibility to be like, if I want to, confirm that what this depiction is correct or not. That's pretty much what's going on. So I was like, if I think this way, looking at this, why do I have a different expectation of the person on the other side of the phone? Why am I making such a big deal out of it for them looking at me, imagining me like me as a person, I'm such a guy, blah, 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 instead of looking at like, oh, they're also just seeing a depiction of what could potentially be something. And with that, I have to imagine all the stereotypes that come with me. I look like a drug dealer. I've never dealt drugs in my life. That's just not what I am. I look like a lot of things that I am not. I'm a super nerd out, whacked out type of dude. And a lot of these other people also look stereotypes. And this guy, you see him with the picture of the fish. He has the typical picture of the fish holding it out. And another thought that comes along with that is, are people that are part of archetypes, are they completely unaware that they are part of an archetype? I've known about this since before I was using dating apps, is that a picture of a dude with a fish is never a good look. I felt like that was common knowledge. And I don't know if I wasn't in like circles of that or anything, or maybe it's because I talk to women. Maybe just these dudes just don't, and so they don't know that holding a picture of the fish is not attractive to a woman. And on top of that is actually the counter effect where women actively dislike pictures of you holding a fish. You're supposed to be putting pictures of like you with your friends or like at an outing or something. But then in my situation, when I was on the day, I'm a hardcore homebody. I don't need to leave my house ever. So going on an app and seeing somebody out and about was immediately for me a red flag. Like, oh fuck, if we match up, we're gonna have to do stuff. I want to have to do stuff. So maybe women just like aren't really generally interested in fishing. There's some woman out there who also isn't aware that's part of an archetype. So she sees pictures of dudes like holding fish and stuff, and she thinks it's Michael B. Jordan. She thinks these are like the most perfect, like amazing men on the planet. Now, no shade to people who fish. I love fishing. Fishing is great, but I am aware that I shouldn't use that as a picture on a dating app. That's all I'm saying. This dude had 2 million swipes. He had like 100 some matches, 1,000 some, 2,000, whatever. Very low ratio. The ratio is non-existent. What's the point of counting one if you have 2 million, right? He got one date. Don't know how that went. Didn't look further into it. I just read the headline, decided to talk about it because I've thought about dating apps a lot in the past. Of course, you're gonna feel like a failure as a dude. The worst part about it, a very bad aspect of this, since you are a real person, most people can't separate different contexts. So if you're not unsuccessful in a dating app, that says nothing about how successful you are in real life. Nothing at all. You can be like a hard hitter on dating apps, like constant matches, constant swipes, but then if you see somebody in a store, you shit your pants because you don't have the confidence to walk up and talk to them. The same way somebody who's in real life very outgoing, social butterfly, can just hook up with people left and right all the time. They may be horrible in dating apps. They may have no idea what they're doing on there. They may be bad at texting, whatever. Those are not aligned. But a lot of people, especially men, because like I said, they're on the down card when it comes to dating apps. They will invest all of themselves and their self-worth into this app, see that they're not getting matches and swipes because they're just not supposed to, because the app doesn't want that to happen. And they will think automatically that they're not desirable in any context of life. They think that they're just a horrible person. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't anybody like me? And now in certain cases, they will reroute this frustration to women, because it's mostly straight males that having this issue, that they're the problem. Like, why don't women like me? What type of thing? When in reality, the women don't even know you exist. How do you even know that they saw your profile in the first place? You know how many people are using these apps? Let's talk about the features, dude. I completely dropped the plot on that too. It's a video game. I started looking at dating apps like a video game. When I was talking about how I would not see a person, like I would see a depiction of a person, I imagined it like I'm playing a video game. This is a video game where you can either win or lose. And like, I don't have a problem with losing, so I didn't care. So I would just treat it like a video game, like, oh, this character, I would want to know what their lore is, you know, their story, and then I will swipe right. And if there's a character I like, oh, this character doesn't look interesting to me, swipe left. Very inhumane way to look at people, but like I said, this is a very inhumane way of finding relationships. Since I looked at it as a video game, you start noticing that a lot of aspects of the features in the apps are pretty much just set up like a video game. I was at a shoot today, and somebody showed me their Tinder app, and they showed that there's like a reveal type of game where you can reveal who swiped right on you. They showed like hidden cards with question marks on them, and you tap on one, and if you got the right person, like if you just happen to click on the person that swiped on you, it'll reveal it, and then you can choose if you want to swipe right or left on them, right? If you miss, then you're just shit out of luck. So you get that rush. It's like gambling. You get that rush. Oh my God, there's somebody who's actually desiring me. You click on it. Then at that point, you either get another extra rush because like, oh, this person's actually attractive, or they're, you know, chopped, and you're like, oh, fuck. Like, I got the adrenaline rush, but for something that I don't think deserves me. Completely convoluted. It is a mess of emotions. Dating apps are a mess of emotions, and they shouldn't be. You have a digital situation that is applied to actual physical real life feelings. So horrible, just through and through horrible. Then on top of that, he showed that there was a 2-for-1 type of situation going on where it was would show you 2 profiles and you could choose to go on a double date with them, but you yourself had to look for somebody else to go with you on this double date with. What? Why are you adding these little fun little carnival games in a dating app? I've always been the type of person to say that I don't think you can find like long-lasting relationships on dating apps. Let's say more like this: the chance of finding a long-lasting real relationship on a dating app is extremely like thin to none, super low. And then people always say like, well, I know this and that person, they've been on a dating app, they've been together for 6-7 years, and I'm like, well, forever is a long time, so let's see what happens. I want everybody to love and love forever. I hope that and wish that for everybody, but there are just certain, you know, situations and stipulations and stuff that come in the way that sometimes things just happen how they happen. And I think that dating apps, a relationship built off of that, is one of the things, one of the stipulations that causes a relationship to not be as long lasting as a natural formed relationship would be. And then another argument that comes with that is, well, you can't form a relationship natural. I was talking to this girl forever ago, and like on no weird shit, it was literally just, we were just colleagues. She was talking about how she was actually feeling down and upset that she wasn't getting matches on Tinder. And I was like, well, you're a pretty girl, like just go outside. She got mad at me. She got mad at me because I suggested, she was like, that's not as easy as you think it is. You can't just go outside and talk to people. I said, girl, what the hell are you talking about? 2 weeks later, bro, some dude looked at her at a library and they like started crushing on each other. Bro, a fucking library. Dude, go outside. Go outside. Literally, don't go touch grass, because if you find girls in the grass, there's different problems. I think people that say it's hard, dude, people are constantly outside at clubs, dancing, bars, you know, events, whatever. What do you mean it's hard to find natural connection? What I think is y'all just suck. You guys don't know how to flirt. You have no game. You don't know how to approach people without looking like a creep. You don't know how to just be a normal person before getting into the part like you could be a potential partner. You just completely lost touch of a true romantic connection and build, partially because of these apps. That's all you know this whole time. You don't know how to approach somebody. You know how to text somebody. And I'm saying this because I was that kind of person. I am Will Smith in Hitch when it comes to texting. I was a master texter, dude. I knew how to bag anything, anytime. In real life, I was a bitch, dude. I was horrible. And that's the thing. I'm bad at introductions. So once things get going, like that sentence had a hard time doing. Once things get going, I do a good job, right? And at some point I convinced myself, like, okay, I just need to know that they're interested and that's enough for me. I don't need to talk. The amount of times that I would be somewhere and I literally, cause I could tell, and a girl would be looking at me like with, you know, those eyes and like welcoming and stuff. I'd be like, oh shit, she likes me. And just ignore it, because I couldn't do it. I just didn't have that confidence, or I didn't have that confidence. I know if that's for me, this is for a lot of people, because everybody using dating apps, people just have no game. They just don't know, no real life game. Now at the same time, and then you'll have men saying, yeah, well, women are, you know, less open to being talked to. No, dude, women are just as open as they've always been. They're just more ready to say you're being a weirdo if you're being a weirdo. If you're being a creep and being awkward and shit and, you know, being what they're gonna be like, hey, dumbass, get out of my face, which they should. That's the only difference. If you know what you're doing, even if it goes bad, you walk up to a woman and say, hey, I saw you from across the room. I thought you were pretty. You want to talk or blah, blah, blah. Not even that. Hey, I saw you from across the room. I saw that tattoo on your arm. You have a tattoo of, you know, a cat or whatever. Do you like cats? You have a cat? Like I said, I'm not good at this thing. But if she goes, hey, sorry, I'm not interested. You know what you do at that point? All right, have a good day. That's the part you guys don't know how to do. That's the part you don't know how to do. You don't know how to take rejection, and it's much easier to take rejection over a phone than it is in real life. You don't have the confidence, you don't have the self-will, you don't have the self-assertion, you don't have the self-awareness. People do not work on themselves enough. They never have, and they definitely don't now. And that's what this dude has 2 million swipes on Tinder. He is the least self-aware person on the planet. 2 million swipes, still going at it. Addict. More luck to him. Hope that for the next 2 million swipes, at some point, maybe he'll get 2 or 3 more dates. Dude, get off the app. You're wasting your time. If you're flicking pennies into a fountain, I wish for a girlfriend, flick a penny in the fountain. Turn around, no one's there. I wish for a girlfriend, flick another penny in the fountain. No one there. Dude, imagine that 2 million times. 2 million pennies are now in the fountain. The fountain has no more water. It's just a bunch of copper because you don't know how to deal with your money. How much money is 2 million pennies? I can't do that math off the top of my head. This is my dumbness. My original thought was, oh yeah, that's $2 million. It's not. I don't know how much it is though. But no, dude, if you are a man, if I'm not the first one to inform you on this, if you are a man on Tinder, you're losing. The house is against you. Or what's the term for casinos? The cards are not in your favor. You're losing 100% of the time. Because on top of that, they're charging you for extra features. And I found out now, dude, it's only been like, how long? 2 years, 2.5 years since I've been on the dating apps. Apparently they limited how many times you're allowed to swipe a day. Probably because of this guy. They were like 2 million swipes. We can't let that happen. You're only allowed to swipe, like dude said, 20 times or something. When I was still active, I could swipe as much as I wanted to, which is extremely unhealthy. Only having 20 swipes a day, and then you need to pay to swipe more. So on top top of that, not only are you feeling naturally undesirable because you're not getting matches, but on top of that, you need to invest money. So you're not only investing your own self-worth, but you're investing your actual currency worth into the app to feel even worse about yourself because now you feel ugly and broke. And the ugly is only a feeling and the broke is a reality. So you're like, dude, there's so many lanes of emotion in this. It's disgusting. I actually need to find I ordered some food. I don't have anything to tip the guy with. Take a poll. Who thinks I tipped €1 and who thinks I tipped 2? Go down, comment if you thought I left €2 or €1. I didn't even know myself what I was going to do. And I just thought about it in my head. Okay. Again, I'm gonna give him €2. I'm a nice guy like that. Make sure to swipe right on me, bro. I give good tips, dude. This is another thing, bro. Dating apps, how long have I been recording for? The amount of things that are just completely, like on a dating app, you see the visual from a certain angle and filter, whatever, certain situations. And you get the name and a little bit of a biography that person wrote from their own ego. And then you text and you talk, dude, you don't know how they look when they smile in motion. You don't know how it sounds when they laugh. You don't know how they sound when they sneeze. You don't know how they smell. You don't know how they walk. You don't know in what vocal range they're speaking. Now, of course, you can leave those voice notes, but you can kind of adjust to that. You don't know so many things that are required. You don't know how their eyes look. You don't know how like they look at you or whatever, like from different angles and stuff. There's so many things that are part of an attraction to somebody. Bro, eyes are such a big attraction. Eyes are such a big factor of attraction when it comes to dating. And you literally just see a still picture of their eyes. That's not enough. You need to see every motion of how they look, how they turn. These are all things, how they stand. These are all things that are part of attraction that you just don't get over apps. If you're a man who has low self-confidence and hasn't used an app yet, don't. If you're a man who has low self-confidence because of an app, stop using the app this moment. If you're looking for a connection, you're obviously not getting it on the app, and at the same time, your self-worth is being defeated at the same time. Get rid of the app, because at least be miserable without adding on to the misery. I'm just keep it real with you. Go outside, practice talking to people, accept rejection. If somebody's not interested, walk away. Go to the next person. Women go to a club. If you're not a club person, whatever, this is just an example. A woman can go to a club, talk to a single person, and be done for the night. Men are easy, women are beautiful. So the odds are in their favor all the time. A man needs to talk to 100 women in a club to get one, if at all. So it's different. That's just how it is. If you're a man and you talk to women in real life and you get rejected 1, 2, 3 times, that is gonna hurt. The first several times are going to hurt, but at some point you're gonna recognize, okay, they're just not interested. This is a single person to person basis. It's not women and it's not you, it's this. The connection just isn't there, and that's just sometimes where you need to put the blame. Sometimes blame doesn't manifest itself in an actual figure. Sometimes it's just not clicking. That's just what it is. And you keep going until it does. You just keep going until at some point it will. I know we have all seen the most downright ugly people, be that looks or personality. We have seen the most horrible, outright ugly people in relationships, sometimes with supermodels. Shoot your shot. You just gotta shoot your shot. Keep shooting that shot. Keep shooting. Kobe. You think Kobe was always one of the best shooters of all time? No. His first few throws missed completely, whiffed. He would miss airball, backboard. Oh shit, I can hit the backboard? Oh shit. Backboard. Net. Oh, was that the rim? Did the ball just hit the rim? Rim. Swoosh. Whoa. Did the ball just go in the net? Rim, swish. Whoa, it did happen again. Swish. At some point, dude, I'm telling you, bro. Just try, practice. Everything takes practice. If you feel like you're bad at something, if you feel like you're bad at talking to women, or just talking in general, bad at socializing, it's because you don't do it. Do it. Just do it. Getting used to doing it over and over again, finding who to do it with. Socializing isn't a zero-sum game. You can't socialize the same with everybody. You need to know what kind of social person you are and find that social group. Fit to that. Adjust how you need to adjust, but don't change completely. Go to a social setting where you feel comfortable and fit into that. And do not base your self-worth off of a social setting that has no connection to who you are as a person. Dating apps are a social setting that has zero real connection to anybody, in my opinion. There is zero emotional connection that is to be found on a dating app. That's my opinion. It's been my opinion for years. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. I didn't even add that part that you will feel like some sort of addiction, whatever. Yeah, I can say that. I felt like where the addiction could come from, because you start to miss it. If you don't do it for a long while, you start to miss doing it, like the swiping and seeing, because it is a dopamine rush, but it's not healthy, especially because it can conflict with actual relationships. Once you get into actual relationships, and I'll be completely honest and open here, once I got into like an actual relationship, I found myself at the beginning like missing it, but just knowing that that's not where happiness is. just doing that. That's not. It's like the dopamine rushes, the same way that like slot machines, you'll put the money in, it'll flick and you lose. That's what it is. It's a very artificial dopamine rush. And disconnecting yourself from that is difficult. It's hard, but so it's what you got to do at some point.